Not your average tabletop. Woohoo!
Hey everyone, welcome back to Not Your Average Tabletop. I'm Mac.
And I'm Zach.
And today we are continuing on with our alphabet soup. So if you've been following along, we are playing through our collection from A to Z, and we are at the letter L.
Yes. So we're one away, I believe, from the halfway point, because isn't MN?
Yeah.
The halfway.
13.
13.
M is 13.
We're almost there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we...
Slowly but surely.
Yeah, we've gotten through quite a few games already, and then L is kind of no different. We've actually got 10. I didn't realize we had that many L games.
Yeah. Wouldn't have guessed it was that common of a...
And I think M is going to be more common as well, and I think N and O are a little smaller. So
yeah.
Hopefully we can get through those quick. But then P is quite large again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then Q is a little less, and yeah.
Well, you'll have to subscribe to follow along to that exciting journey.
You will have to do that. But right off the bat, we'll get into our L games. And we've got Lanterns, which I think is our oldest L game.
Yeah, I think
believe.
Easily. Yep.
So, yes, this is one we got relatively early. I can't remember when we got it.
Yeah, it was one of the first ones.
Yeah, I think it was probably after I watched, I think there's an episode of Tabletop, Will Wheaton's Tabletop on it. I think that's what got me excited about getting this one, and it's just been one that's, I think, pretty consistently been played throughout. I mean, I feel like we have a lot of games that we have had a little longer that don't always get played as much, but this one is one that is approachable enough and quick enough that I think it's still, and it's also solid enough of a game that it gets to the table quite often still. Even though last year we had our 10 by 10 challenge, which is kind of what we did instead. And this one we played 10 times. Yeah. And I still was not sick of it after those 10 times. I still wanted to play it more. Which is pretty surprising. We even had the expansion, but I don't think we played any of those games with the expansion.
No, I still haven't learned it.
Yes, I think, But no, it's a solid game. It may be my favorite L game.
It is my favorite L game, and it is staying in the collection for a very long time.
It is. Then...
It's never leaving,
because of how solid that one was, we ended up getting Lanterns dice.
Yeah, you got that from me, actually, I think, because you know how much I like lanterns, and then I also have a knack for verb and rights, so you got that from me. I like it. I wouldn't say I like it as much as I like lanterns, and it's probably not in, like, the top of my bourbon rights, but it is still fun to take out from time to time. It's a little bit of a different spin on lanterns where you roll dice and fill in, different colors corresponding to that instead of like laying a tile to create like polyomino shapes. So I know you aren't a huge fan of it, but I would say just to keep it, because I mean we can keep it until we play through all the pads.
Sheets. Yeah, I would say that it's definitely at the lower half of my roll and write games. Kind of disappointed because of how much I do like Lanterns, the original game. But yeah, it's fine enough. But it does. This one feels like it's the same game over and over to me. Yeah. But in like I think a lot of bourbon rights are kind of that way. Yeah. But this one in particular really feels very close to the same thing every time.
Yeah.
So there's that, but yeah, I think it's worth keeping, but I think if it was just me, I would probably get rid of it.
Yeah, well, who's gonna want a half-used?
Well, they might want to try it out, and then they'll go get some more sheets. I'm sure they can get them.
Traveling board game.
Ooh, then we've got Life of a Chameleon.
Yeah.
Which this one was one we were sent by Last Night Games. It is I don't know what you'd call it exactly. There's colors in the game. It's sort of like a pattern building, but you're also like, it's almost a contract fulfillment type thing, because you're going out as chameleons and going out and getting these different bugs. You have to kind of match the color of the chameleon to the bug you're trying to catch, and also to kind of avoid snakes and stuff. It's quite a solid game, I think, for one I hadn't really heard of before that. I think it's one that you could definitely have, maybe more of a family weight game. I wouldn't say it's one of the most strategic games, and I don't know that it'll be one that'll get to our table a ton, but I think it's definitely a good one. If you were like learning your colors or something, but at the same time, I think
You have to be 12 to play this game, so if you don't know your colors,
that's true. That is true. I'm surprised that it wouldn't be a little bit younger. There's a few things in it that might be a little harder to understand, but I would think you could probably play it, or at least you could maybe vary it a little, or do a different play of it if you're trying to play with kids, and it should play just fine, I would think.
Yeah. It's quick, and I think the production is cute. Like the whole game is like cute, and the production is done really well. So I think it's an easy one to pull to the table, just to just, if you're not really sure what to play, I think it's good kind of like filler, teach it, see if they like it, kind of game.
Yeah, and yeah, I would say I guess I don't know colorblindness wise if this one. Trying to think if it has different patterns for the colors. I don't think it does.
No.
So it might be an issue there.
The birds are different, or the bugs are different patterns, but it's just cubes on the board, and I guess all the chameleons are the same pattern too.
Yeah. So there might be something with that, but overall for us it works.
Yeah.
So it'll be a keep. Oh boy. And then we've got Lizzy and Darcy, a Jane Austen matchmaking game.
I can't believe you would put this in here.
You were the one that wrote it down.
Probably because you told me to.
Did I? I think you wrote it down.
Okay.
You just wanted to get credit for playing another game.
Yeah, you got me.
So this is Chutes and Ladders with a Jane Austen theme, and you're kind of answering trivia on it.
Yeah, I like Jane Austen. I'm a big reader, and Jane is one of my favorites. And Pride and Prejudice, which is where Lizzy and Darcy are from, are some of my favorite literary characters. So when I saw this at Barnes & Noble one day in the board game section, I was like, oh, we have to get this, because I grew up playing Chutes and Ladders, and I always liked it. And it's dumb, but it comes with trivia, and I like being know-it-all at the table. So
yeah, I don't know all that much
Zach
about
doesn't
it,
like
but
it that much.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Chutes and Ladders to begin with.
Yeah.
So, throwing some trivia on top of it that I know nothing about makes it a little more difficult even.
Well, it's nice that you're always a good sport about it.
I know, I did win. I think the first game we played of it, so
Okay.
it goes to show that I know a lot.
Next.
Are we keeping that?
Of course we're keeping it.
Okay.
I'll play it by
I didn't
myself.
know. Wow. What, to make sure you win?
No. I'm
Okay.
going to go through the trivia cards to make sure I win when I actually do get to play it.
Yeah, there aren't that many trivia cards in it. If that sounds like something.
Yeah, there's only like 100.
Yeah. Which.
But you have to
I
land
guess
on a certain space in order to get trivia.
Yeah, I would guess if you, I don't know, how many do you think you knew because you have that knowledge? Yeah, there's some that I think you're not sure of. But
yeah, I would probably say
some of them are
conservatively, whoever wrote the questions, we're going to have a conversation. But
wow.
But I think probably like 70% I could guess at. And I haven't looked through all of them. And not every single one is... Yeah, there's like questions about Jane beyond Pride and Prejudice and other books too. And so it's like, what did she write in this letter to this person? It's like, I don't know.
You should know all that, Mikey.
Yeah,
you should know the entire history.
Apparently, I should have gone through all of her private documentation and letters. And
but otherwise, that gets us on to Luna Capital, which is one you did not play.
I did not.
I suppose, so far, Life of a Chameleon, I think, was new this year. This one is new to me. I played it once. You did not.
Yeah.
But it is, I guess I would compare it a little bit to Cascadia if you've played that, where you are drafting cards and then getting things along with that. It's been a little bit since I played this one, but you're kind of putting out a tableau of cards in order from lowest to smallest, trying to which also have tiles on them, which kind of have different types of scoring, like a between two castles of Mad King Ludwig or something, if I remember right, and then you're just trying to see who can get the highest score. I liked it quite a bit. I'm kind of curious if you will like it. I'm not sure. I think you would, but it's pretty simple. It's another one of the simpler ones that I've learned this year. There's definitely some strategy to it, but I was a little worried because there were a lot of tiles, but once you kind of go over the rules and play it for the first time, it makes a lot of sense. It's very simple as to how to do it.
Okay.
So yeah,
I'll
go ahead
take
and
your
get that
word
one to
for
the
it.
table.
Yes.
So we're definitely keeping it at least until we see what you think of it.
Yeah.
If you really hate it, I guess it could go. I guess I wasn't totally in love with it after one play. Like, this is not leaving our
I
collection.
don't even know how that showed up. Like, one day I just came down here and it was on the shelf, and I was like, what is this game? Where did it come from? Who brought this here?
I don't know. Santa Claus must have.
Uh-huh.
And then we have got another. This one I had played previously, but online.
I have not
This is
played it.
Lockup. You did not play it.
And I'm scared to, honestly, after your 3-hour game of it.
There is a possibility of a little bit of analysis paralysis, and
Yeah.
we were relearning it. I hadn't played it for a while.
Yeah.
Wow. I don't think it shouldn't take that long. That was kind of, look at this, this is 90 minutes, so an hour and a half.
So you doubled that.
But yeah, there's a lot of interesting decisions in it, and that's what causes the analysis paralysis. Like, there's different areas on the map that you can go, and you kind of are bidding with these different tokens you have that all have different values. And you can put some of them upside down.
Bidding, bidding, bidding.
Wow, you hate bidding, so you'll probably not like this game.
Probably not.
But you get to put some of them upside down, which kind of creates the thinkier moments where you're trying to be like, would they have used their strongest character to try to claim that spot? Or are they trying to get me to think that they're using their strongest character, but really maybe they put a weaker character there just to try to throw me off to not go there? I really, really love this game. I'm hoping to play it a lot more.
And this is in the cartographers and...
The role player
Okay.
world, I believe. A role player tale.
Okay.
So it's from Thunderworks Games if you played Cartographers or Role Player or Role Player Adventures. And I think they're having another game here shortly. So it'll be interesting to see what that one does. Because, yeah, I've really loved all of their games so far. So
Interesting.
I'm hopeful.
We've got some pretty consistent artwork there.
Ooh, boy. Here's another one.
Another one
That was new to me that you did not play. But I could tell from the box that you probably wouldn't go out of your way to be like, oh, this is the game I want to play. So you can tell it's a very Euro-looking game from the cover, I would think. But this is Lorenzo Il Magnifico.
It is a lot on the box. It's like just overwhelmingly a lot.
Yeah.
Which I'm guessing is not really a great representation of the game, but...
Yeah, this one
that
actually,
pattern.
it definitely, this box makes it look like, oh my gosh, this is going to be a really, really complex, heavy Euro. And it actually was not as heavy as I was thinking it was going to be. There's a lot of really good choices in it, but at the end of the day, kind of how all the mechanisms work and flow is really a simple process. It makes a lot of sense. You're building out a tableau of cards, 4 different types of cards, and some of them are kind of help you with production, where some of them kind of give you endgame points. But yeah, it's really a really clever game, and I'm actually surprised. It's still in the Board Game Geek top 100 games of all time, and I can't remember. I looked and now I can't remember when it came out, but it's been a few years. I'm a little surprised that it's still in there, because I really liked it, but I wouldn't say I was like, this thing, is a game that should be one of the top tier games of all time. But yeah, it's still there, so there's a lot of people liking it. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Coimbra, and I guess I prefer Coimbra, at least from the times I played it. Maybe if I played this more, there's some things in this game that I think if you did play it more, you'd kind of have a better idea of how to, what type of cards to go for and stuff. So it does have that to it, so maybe with more plays I would change my mind on that. But yeah, still after one play, I'm definitely looking forward to trying it some more. But I would say if I was like making a decision like, okay, I can either have this or Coimbra, right now I would pick Coimbra, I guess.
Interesting.
But yes, it's a looker of a game there. I don't know what that. I don't know if that's the. First, I was thinking that might be mold, but it looks like it might just be the inside of the box cover color.
All over it. Lorenzo Il Magnifico. It's a lot of paint or print on here, so
Yeah.
could believe it.
Maybe you like that look though, don't you? Outside of the person there.
Maybe.
Then we get into Land versus Sea, which is one that I got you. I was hoping that it would be one you'd like, and then I played it with Jessie, and I was like, I don't know that she's going to actually like this one.
Wow, poor Zach. So must be so
and then we
stressful.
I
finally got to play it.
Yeah, finally played it.
Yeah.
And I guess, what did you think?
It has pieces that I like Explorers, that tile laying piece. I like it has that, where, you know, you're completing either land or sea. Yeah.
I don't think you fully knew the bonus point thing.
Yeah.
Until it hit you.
Come back to me on it, because I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't say I disliked it, but there is there's some higher thinking that comes along with, instead of just playing this one to complete my land or sea, I also have to think about whether or not this completes something for him, and kind of like it's just a little overwhelming because you have so many options of where to lay or what to try, and it all just depends on the tiles that come out. So
I guess, do you like the tile thing where you can see kind of what your opponent has, but they still have extra options? Do you like having 4 options?
I would say more often than not, when you pick one, you're intending to use the top of it, and so unless the bottom one works better or has like a benefit on it, I really don't think that I cared what was on the back side of it, because, you know, you're already picking using the options you know that are available to you, and so if you're picking based on that, then it kind of makes the back like superfluous. So
I think there are I hadn't gotten back to it since me and Jesse first played it, but we did look in the rules, and I think there's some additional types of scoring that you can do with, like, I think there's like caravans and stuff, and I think when we were looking at that, we thought that would make it a little more interesting on like some of the placing, whereas it seems like sometimes this one, once someone gets too far ahead, it can be very difficult to catch back up.
yeah, like you pulled ahead, and I was like, there's no chance now.
Because, yeah, I would say we were both being pretty nice to each other, too. But
well, that's just me playing like my own game.
yes, that's how we play Explorers of the North Sea and stuff, too. But this one can be... It's kind of like a Carcassonne, too, where it can be nasty if
built
you
for
want
that
it to.
like strategic thinking of like, screw him, but somehow still manage to get my life together.
Right.
I'm like just zeroed in on one spot. So
Yeah, I would say I like it quite a bit, but I think I'd still prefer like a Carcassonne. I think that is an interesting thing where you can get those bonus points in it, but I felt like there aren't enough bonus points to ever really make it worth it.
yeah.
Which kind of defeats that part of it, because like
Until I lay the 5 piece in the middle and you get 8 bonus points off of 10
if you had
tiles.
known that, though, you wouldn't have set me up to potentially do that.
No, I would have.
So
I would have tried to figure
Yeah.
out a way to double it on my own.
right, so that was kind of
You just
Me not
took
knowing.
advantage.
Oh boy, Lost Cities. When's the last time you played this one?
Oh, it's been a while because your brother stole it, and then I hadn't seen it until for a very long time, and then he sent it down to, so it's been a long time. But you know what? I really do like Lost Cities. I constantly lose it because apparently Zach has played it hundreds of times online.
On Board Game Arena, it's one of just those really quick games, and you don't necessarily play always the 3 games of it, but
Yeah.
it's just it's very quick.
I just enjoy the hand management in this one probably better than some other like similar games we have, like Arboretum. It's just basically, it's really simplified. You either lay a card, you pick up a card, and where you choose from, all that kind of plays into your decision, and I just find that more intriguing, I think, than some of the other games. And because it's simplified, I feel like it brings that I mean, there is probably still a higher strategy level, but I feel like it brings it down a little bit to where it's not so much outthink your opponent, and more so just choose the best option in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe not.
Yeah.
I do lose it all the time, so don't take my advice.
Yeah, I like this one quite a bit. I agree. It's a very solid game. It's a quick game. Is it Reiner Knizia? Yes. It is the Dr. Reiner Knizia's game.
The good doctor.
I would say it's a very, very solid 2-player only game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I would definitely recommend looking into it if you play mostly at 2 players and you're looking for more 2-player games, because yeah, it's a quick one that you can kind of take off the shelf at pretty much any point, because you typically would play 3 rounds, but you could play just 1 if you wanted. But yeah, I like the hand management as well. Trying to, if your opponent started a color, having to make that decision of should I keep that? Should I lay it myself and hope I get one more high one to lose points, but not lose too many points, but also deny my opponent, but also clear my hand up?
The point scoring
it's a lot of
is
interesting.
Still a little bit of a conundrum.
Yeah, that's true. But yes, then we get into our last L game.
Libertalia.
Libertalia, Winds of Galecrest.
I was going to say it's probably one of the newest ones to our collection, but I think Lockup might be a little newer.
Yeah, they're about the same. But yeah, Lockup's a little bit... Because yeah, we got this at the beginning of this year.
Yep.
So it is a new one to us this year from Stonemaier Games. They redid the Libertalia original game. I think that came from Paolo Mori, I don't know how long ago. But yeah, so they did a little different take on it, where it's more of an airships versus kind of, I don't know, normal pirate ships, pirate theme. They made it animals and stuff too, versus actual pirates. Like I think the original theme was.
If you've seen like Treasure Planet, just that's the vibe.
Mm-hmm. Whereas I think before it was more of a Pirates of the Caribbean type look to the game. But yeah, they made some other changes, but that was one of the biggest changes, was kind of the look of it. Because I would say this definitely, I would think, looks more like family friendly. I think this look versus, I don't know if you've seen the original cover. I guess it's just a pirates looking thing. It's not like it was inappropriate that I know of.
So caught up on this artwork.
I don't know.
And I disagree.
I don't know.
So
I'm not the biggest fan of the animals. They're a little scary to me. I don't know, but it's fine. I like the thought of airships and stuff, but I don't know. Something about the animals that just, I don't know, feels weird. It's like the scratching a chalkboard type thing to me. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Because I usually am fine with animals and stuff in games. And
all right. That's enough.
I don't know.
We've heard enough. Let's talk about the game itself.
But yeah, and then they also, I guess I don't know really the main one, but they have kind of now the treasures are these Azul type ships.
They're really cool. I like them.
Yeah, they're really solid. They are fun to mess around with in the bag because they made kind of more of a clinking noise and stuff. And that's just in a normal version of it.
Yep.
But we also got upgraded metal doubloons for the game.
Totally amazing. I love it.
Although I would say...
Chink, chink, chink.
No, I don't remember which numbers it was, but there's 2 numbers that look kind of similar, which is
the 3 and the
kind
5.
of a shame. But
difficult.
Overall, I think this is a really solid game.
Yeah.
You kind of y'all have like y'all have the same starting hand of cards.
Yep,
but then you kind of are all
playing different.
Yeah, picking different ones at different times, trying to win the treasures.
So over time, what you have in your deck will change, or you know, what you're playing up against.
It'll be interesting to see if I don't think the original had any expansions that I know of. So it'll be interesting to see if because they usually do expansions for their games, if they do explore that or not. Just because I think then if you added like new pirates or something, they'd have to be like
higher.
Well, they'd either have to be higher or you'd have to make them like 0.5. Because there's a 2-player mode now with like the midshipmen. Which I don't know that I love that. I think this one plays better at higher player counts.
It does, for sure.
We still haven't tried it like the higher, like the 6-player, but I think that would still be relatively quick. It'd still flow. It'd be a little longer, I think, but I think it would still be a quick game. And yeah, I definitely still am into playing this one more and more. I really like the game. We're definitely keeping it.
Yeah. We actually are keeping all of our L games.
We are.
Not a single Cull from this collection.
And when I said Lantern's my favorite L game, possibly, I think it would be either Lanterns, Lockup, or Libertalia. I don't think I've played Libertalia enough. Granted, I've probably played that more than Lockup, but my plays with Lockup, I've just really, really loved it. Because ever since I played it on, I don't even remember, it wasn't Board Game Arena.
Is it Tabletopia?
Tabletopia, I think, a couple of years ago. I really loved that play of it, and I had been thinking of it ever since. So when they finally, I think it was hard to get, or it was more expensive, but then they did a reprint, and I think they did an expansion. Don't have the expansion, but yeah, I really like that game a lot. But Lanterns is the solid choice.
Yeah.
So I think
Well,
that's the best quick
I don't
one.
know. For me, it's like nothing comes close. So good luck, everybody.
Not Lost Cities? Well, you haven't played a few of them.
Yeah. Well, and Lanterns is in like my top 10, top
Right.
20 maybe.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, if I went based off that type of thing, Lanterns, I think, is in my top 50. So Lanterns would be.
Yeah.
You can check out our top 50.
yep, those are on our channel.
Yes. So, yeah, those are our L games. Sounds like we're keeping all of them.
Yes.
I don't know, are any of them close to being called?
Well, considering I haven't played like 3 of them,
That's true.
I would probably say there are. No, I guess not. Not of the ones I played. No, I don't think any are
Yeah.
close.
'Cause, yeah,
me.
the only one that I would say would be Lantern's Ice, but I know you like that one, so I would say then probably not.
It
So,
doesn't
yeah.
take up any room in the collection. It's easy.
That's what you
to-
claim. But if you go and check out, I don't remember which video it was
Don't.
of these. I know there was one
That's
where
the-
you're like, oh, we got to get rid of this game, even though it was a small game.
Yeah, but that's totally different. I have no desire to play that game. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jesse.
Which game was it?
Kaido.
Oh. Wow. But, yeah, those are our L games. Definitely, if you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. If you want to check out the future Alphabet videos,
Make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell. It's free.
Yes.
Limited time only.
But otherwise, we hope to see you on the next one. And as
It's my
always, don't
jokes.
forget to
Keep on nibbling.
on our content.